This is 6 News at 6.
I got a phone call from one of my officers telling me that the radar was indicating it was coming right to my house and to get in the basement.
Sheriff David Ray shares his story after surviving a tornado's fury. Tonight we have live team coverage from a community hit hard by severe weather.
The damage here is really just unthinkable. We have been told they are confirming 10 homes here in the Speedwell community destroyed, 12 severely damaged.
In this home, the storm blew out the windows and ripped off the roof. The only thing remaining is this picture of the Last Supper.
What we can see inside on Doppler radar, I'm thinking right along Highway 63 there, Matt. This could be very close to being on the ground if it isn't already. So places like Russell Mill, Flat Hollow, please make sure you're in your safe area. I am seeing what we call a debris ball on this, or indication that there is debris being lifted up in the air, and we're actually seeing that on radar.
Significant damage in this area if this is true, but oh boy, there's a
right
couple
there,
there,
Matt.
right there.
It's
well defined.
High probability.
Yes, we can't go out and say there's a tornado on the ground because we don't have visual confirmation, but there is more than likely a tornado on the ground with this. And Campbell County until 6 o'clock, forget about this right here. Just watch this storm as it goes across Dokes Creek and Hopewell's Lane. And then it's going to go across 63, and then it's going to go down to the south and east. This is, I believe this is the road, yeah, this is Old Middlesboro Highway. So this is the road that goes from La Follette all the way through Claiborne County and then up toward Harrogate back behind me here. So this is coming over the McLeod Mountain and McLeod Ridge up there. That's going to be dropping down, and you can see it just updates right here. So Powell Valley Shores Circle. I've been to Powell Valley Elementary School many times, and this is close to that area, it appears. Right here. As it moves to the southeast.
Oh, there it is, Matt. See the pink?
Yep. So right here.
Right there.
Okay, so that would be our debris ball, and we would have some. That's a beautiful, beautiful area. So if you know this, there's the plateau runs right here. So we're kind of down in a valley in this area right here. And this is just basically going right across Highway 63 right here. So this is Middlesboro Highway. As you know, it is 63 moving up toward Harrogate. But the storm is actually moving from the northwest to the southeast. There is more than likely some debris on the ground, or some debris in this storm right here, more than likely a tornado on the ground.
Now I'm joined with Daniel Lawson. He's with the Campbell County Rural Fire Department. Daniel, what's the latest update that you have for us?
Currently there's no serious injuries reported. We have crews still checking other homes, making sure we don't have any people trapped in those homes, and also checking for any other hazards, electrical lines down, propane leaks, things like that.
Right now that you know of, is there anyone trapped in their homes?
No reports at this time. We do have some citizens that we're currently assisting. It's on home oxygen that does not have electricity. We have crews that are trying to make sure they are safe and anything they need is taken care of.
And our reporter Don Dare was at the command post set up in Speedwell, not far from there. That's where he ran into the Claiborne County Sheriff. The storm destroyed his home, but he and his wife were able to get away uninjured. Here's what he told Don.
You all right? I'm all right. A little scratched up, sore. Didn't realize it's hardly as sore as I was until I started walking around here.
What was the experience like?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Seen a lot of this devastation, but I've never went through anything like it.
It's gone.
For Tommy and Michelle Ellison, it's hard to imagine they're standing here today.
I didn't even make it to where they were at in the basement, you know. It just sounded like glass shattered.
The roof of their home is now sitting in their neighbor's yard.
Right through there's where it went.
The National Weather Service estimates an EF3 tornado with winds of 140 miles per hour roared through Ray Lane.
What we'll typically see is converging winds where the center of the tornado was. We're saying that this is about 700 to 800 yards wide, the damage path.
Anthony Cavalucci from the National Weather Service is out surveying the damage, taking pictures of everything.
You see it's plotting on the map of where the damage points are.
A tornado in July is rare, and gathering this information helps them in the future.
This is pretty unusual. We want to know why that is.
It was definitely not something the Ellisons expected.
You know, in 35 to 40 seconds, it was here and gone.
Taken by surprise because midsummer is not known for its tornadoes. Definitely better known as tomato season, as the Ellisons were getting ready to can their crop of tomatoes right when the storm blew through.
Picnic table out there is covered up with tomatoes. Everyone's still laying there. Everything's still sitting on top of the counters, but you can see it just picked it up and slammed most of it back down.
Kristen Farley, who joins us live from Speedwell.
Gene and Lori, we are right in the heart of Speedwell. Actually, we are right in the heart of Sheriff David Ray's home. This was his kitchen. It was just around this time last night when Sheriff Ray says that tornado came off the mountains into this valley and just swept his home away. Thankfully, he, his wife, and his mother-in-law were able to make it to safety. But, you know, we did speak to so many people who say that he is really a hero for being able to get them to safety in time.
Came down, and right here's where we had a little trouble with my mother-in-law, but we came on down, and right here's where we were lying face down right here.
The roof is gone, the furniture in shambles.
So this is the living room.
But Sheriff David Ray says they're safe thanks to a phone call.
At exactly 6 o'clock, I got a call from one of my officers that said that on the radar he saw it coming right here and said, get in the basement.
The sheriff built the house himself in 1984 and had a spot picked out if extreme weather ever hit.
And it worked fine.
As law enforcement, he's seen his fair share of destruction. But he says knowing it happened to his family is hard to grasp.
It's like a dream.
Surveying the damage, it's hard to understand what the storm took and what the storm left behind.
See the mattress cover? Well, the sheets are gone.
Neighbors have been stopping by all day, helping pick up the pieces of the sheriff's roof that flew hundreds of feet away as the sheriff digs through what's left at his home.
There's some stakes in there. What do you want to bet?
Because even surrounded by devastation, Sheriff Ray has a smile on his face and the Claiborne community in his heart.
This is devastating to our community, and I just, the good Lord was with us last night.
This has been truly a community day today. Actually, you can see a lot of this wood. Pieces of Sheriff Ray's neighbor's home actually flew into his house today. Again, lots of homes destroyed today. We're told 10 homes in this community were destroyed, 12 seriously damaged. So it's a very long cleanup process here for these families and for the Speedwell community, Krista.
It really is. I was amazed at his resilience today, and he had a smile on his face because he said everyone survived.
Exactly, you know, and that was what he wanted to know. He was making calls. Once he got his mother-in-law and his wife out of this home, he was able to start making calls and checking on his neighbors.
Here's the reason why you leave the windows the way they are. Look at the sheriff's side of his house here. In the bottom window, half the window is blown out. Above that, the whole window is totally gone. And then you go straight across, the whole window is totally there, but it's cracked. And then you go down to the bottom again, and that whole window is still there. So this flying debris, pressure changes. We always tell people if tornadoes are in the area and they're headed your way, seek shelter at the lowest level right away. Don't worry about if the windows are closed or open, because this kind of destruction can happen quickly while you're trying to close or open the windows. That's just a perfect example of right there exactly what could happen here. You can see everything right where it passed. The tornado went straight through here and took the roof off the building over here, and it's now behind me as well. So this is a debris field, and we were actually able to see through the use of the debris ball, we are actually able to see particles floating in the atmosphere after they were already picked up and thrown out. It could have been roof shingles, it could have been lumber, it could have been trees floating in the air around the base of this tornado, and it was actually a well-defined debris ball. The first time we've seen that in a long time.
Let's take a look at this. This is what it looked like last night across the area. This was right around 6 o'clock, and that well-defined center of circulation, easy to see what we call a couplet, just about to cross out of Campbell into Claiborne County. This is a product that we use that's called basically where we see the winds circulating within it. The darker colors right next to the brighter white colors, that's where we see the actual rotation, the center of the storm starting to rotate together. This is a product we don't use on air that much, but this is what Matt was talking about. This is called correlation coefficient, fancy word for basically we can tell non-precipitation particles. So this is not rain, this is not snow. It actually sees bigger pieces of debris in that bright blue area. That's called the debris ball. I took a cross section of this, a three-dimensional look. I shaved it there in half, and the bottom line right there, it's kind of hard to see, that's 10,000 feet. That bright blue on the left-hand corner, notice how it goes up to about 10,000 feet? That was the debris extending within the funnel cloud, within the tornado, almost 10,000 feet up. So seeing a signature like that on radar lets us know that that is actually not just a funnel cloud, Lori, but a tornado that is on the ground and producing damage.